Hey there, everybody. Um, I hope everybody's doing good. This will probably be my first video that I'll be posting up onto YouTube. I'm going to try to come out with more and such, but today I'm going to be talking about Helldivers because I've been playing the game for quite a while since it came out on Xbox. Finally, I've been waiting for the longest time for it to finally come out for Xbox, and when it did, I just couldn't wait to get it. It was freaking amazing. Um, and when I started playing the game, it really didn't have any problems or anything like that. I died a couple of times in the training area, but I'm pretty sure some of y'all did too. So whatever. I don't want to hear it. Okay. But but anyways, though, I was enjoying it pretty well. Like leveling up and everything. I've only gotten to, as you can see, like the 101 and stuff like that. And I've gotten different various war bonds, as you can see as well too. And that's been fun. I actually love that they have these war bonds and such that you can get and stuff like that. Shoot, there's still a lot more that I have to go get and everything. Of course, either I have to put in more money for it to get them faster, or just keep grinding away so that way I can unlock the other ones. But the thing is that some of these war bonds, though, do not benefit us. Yeah, some of them look pretty freaking cool, and then some of them are just being reused, like at least their effects and everything like that. But I'll get to that. First, I'm trying to glaze Helldivers 2 real quick, because I've got to say, thanks to this game, it's made me have more positive outlooks and through society and everything like that as well, because everybody's talking about democracy and everything like that, which obviously right now in America it's kind of being threatened right now. So a game like this talking about spreading democracy is like perfect. And that's one of the reasons why I love this game. And that's where I gotta highlight too, is about the community. The community in Helldivers 2 is absolutely amazing. I love just about everybody in Helldivers. And the reason why I say just about is because there is some of those people, that are always a bad seed or something like that, a bad apple or something like that, But other than that, that's most of the people are pretty cool, trying to help, don't really trash talk that much or whatever. It's a very great community. I wish a lot more games were like this with their community and stuff like that. I bet you wouldn't find that in Call of Duty. But yeah, so that is really great about it. I really like the community. People tend to seem to like they want to actually help and such. And if you can find that good group of friends to play with too as well, the game becomes 10 times better, But I have to say, enough with the glazing, and it's time for me to really get into the meat and potatoes about what is going on with Helldivers 2. Now, like I said, whenever I first got onto the game, whenever it first came out on Xbox, it was fun, and everything like that. But since the times that they've been adding in, and also all I play is Super Helldive all the time too, so of course I'm facing all the heavy shit, hard stuff all the time or whatever. Now Super Helldive was kind of hard whenever I didn't have all the stratagems and everything like that, so it kind of made it a little bit difficult, but I still was able to find a good set of weapons and style to go in and do it. Well, now that I've gotten everything unlocked and I have a certain set, a meta or whatever, just to be able to go into each type of like enemy forces or whatever, what I'm going to go in and take in, because then you start thinking about, you got this enemy, this enemy, this enemy. But the thing is though, like, this is something else that I was about to get into now. It's like, like I like that they have a variety of weapons and such and stuff like that. But the thing is, a lot of these weapons, I mean a lot of these weapons, cannot do damage to a lot of the enemies that are out there. You have like the Scorcher or something like that. You can freaking do, it's a medium damage. Yeah, medium armor penetration it has. And it does quite a bit of damage too. The thing is though, it's still not gonna be enough though, because it has a small clip. And then so if you want to go up more, then you got the laser, which is only a fucking light armor penetration. You would think though, like, for instance, if you would use a laser against like robots, or actually no, I could understand why it wouldn't work that much very well for robots. But you're facing up like fleshy creatures, like let's say like the bugs or whatever. You should be able to beam through their asses no matter what with that thing. But whatever. I digress. Shotguns, I can somewhat say these ones I'll let them pass. Being light damage or whatever, it makes sense because they spray out bullets really fucking fast, so they're not gonna have that oomph. And they're not gonna be using that oomph type of ammo either, because it's trying to pump out just lead as fast as possible. And so then you got these ones, which is like where the cockback and stuff like that. The cookout, I really don't have that much of a issue with it. I mean, yes, it's light armor penetration, but at the same time, it has the fire aspect as well too, where it ignites them as well. So a lot of times, the only time I would use this weapon is whenever I'm facing like the bugs or something like that. I'm not gonna freaking use this against like the aliens, or I might use it against the bots, but I highly doubt it. But then you got like this right here, like this one's a really good weapon. I mean, I used it, and the thing is though, I never used the stun mode on it, but it's a shotgun that does medium armor penetration. Medium armor penetration with a shotgun, and so like it shoots pretty freaking fast too compared to these two. Yeah, it shoots pretty freaking fast. And there's another thing too. Here we go. With the Punisher, it's freaking light armor penetration. So that makes, let's see, let's count it up real quick. That's one. Let's see, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shotguns out of 2 shotguns that have medium armor penetration. What kind of shit is that, y'all? What are y'all doing? Like, how is that even freaking fair? Like, out of the freaking shotguns here. Like, this is just the shotguns. There's only 2 out of the shotguns that has medium armor penetration. And you want to know something? And I've heard that people have said that the Halo War Bond was actually really bad. People didn't like it. And I have to agree, because whenever I got this fucking shotgun, I didn't really look at the stats or whatever like that. I was just super excited to get the fucking shotgun. It's from fucking Halo. I can't wait to freaking be able to get this thing, But then all of a sudden, like, I unlock it and kind of find out it does 605 points of damage. I was like, holy fuck, that's a whole hell of a lot of fucking damage that's gonna freaking do. But then I saw that it was light armor penetration. Like, yo, what the fuck were y'all thinking with that, man? Okay, yes. Oh my god, you stagger the fuck out of the enemy when you hit them with the fucking shotgun. No, motherfuckers. We need more guns that can penetrate through medium armor. Like you're spamming so many enemies that requires us to use weapons that penetrates to medium armor. And yet you don't give us a lot of weapons that does that. Yeah, okay. Actually, let's go back. Let's see. SMGs. What? Only one so far? I mean, I don't know if in the other war bonds, because I haven't really looked up on there to see if there is any more. But as you can see here, we have one. And it does a decent amount of damage, and it's pretty freaking accurate. The reload is ridiculous, but hey, I trade off, out of speed for more power and oomph to it as well too. So I'd rather trade off for that. That's fine, But why isn't there more? Like, why isn't there an SMG that does medium penetration? Like, you could do it where it does medium penetration, right? But it shoots so fast that the recoil is just crazy. Like, they would have to, like, really just tap that button or something like that just to freaking get those shots off or whatever to go straight. Because even if you just hold it for, like, 2 seconds, it's, like that. I would say that would be a good trade-off for a powerful gun that can still do medium armor penetration, but having a negative to it. Well, its accuracy isn't that really fucking good. Like it can punch through, but its accuracy is garbage. So then we come back up here to our marksman rifles, which you got 2 of them, I believe, that's medium armor. Or is it all of them? Okay, so it's 2 of them. Yeah, I was right. 2 of them is medium armor, and 1 of them is light armor. For the life of me, I just don't understand what is wrong with y'all with these freaking light armor penetration weapons. I can understand having to use these whenever you're doing lower level Helldives and stuff like that, but once you get into the higher levels and everything, a lot of these guns become useless. I don't even have this one that high anymore because, or level whatever higher. If you notice, as I'm going through the list, all the ones that have like levels are all the ones that do medium armor penetration or just does like a spit ton of freaking damage or whatever. So like the shotguns, they spray out so much freaking bullets that it makes up for anything. Even most enemies that are just like pretty armored up, it just sprays so much bullets where it's hitting in the spots where there is no armor, and it's killing them anyways. So because there's just so much bullets flying at them and so fast. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this one, for instance, like I was saying, like the shotguns, they have light armor and penetration, but they spray out freaking bullets like crazy. So then that's the trade-off. That's the good part about it. Hell, even with this one, once you get it maxed out, you can get the freaking drum up on it too as well. And it does, it does more damage, right? But the trade-off for this one is that it fires a little less. That's all. But it has more oomph, While this one, it has less oomph, but that bitch will pow, 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 like really fast. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you could be doing the same thing for the freaking SMGs. Why don't we have an SMG that can medium penetration, but also, like, I don't know, it has a ridiculous recoil. Like, I'm talking about this sucker fucking, if you're like holding it for like 2 seconds or something like that, even one, just holding it down like this, and then letting go, it's just, or something, some shit like that. Not these motherfucking things where they do like light armor or whatever. Look, and this is another thing too. The SMG, I did not expect you guys putting an SMG with a silencer up on it, which also, that's another thing. Speaking about the silencers don't work on there. They do not work. If you hit one enemy, like automatically they're letting everybody else know that they're there. So you're not killing them fast enough. It's not doing enough damage to do that. You're not hitting them in the head enough damage to do that either. So like what's the point of it having it silenced? You're not keeping yourself safe from anything. People are gonna know. Like every time I've had enemies, just hordes still coming after me whenever I'm using this weapon, even including with the pistol. That's the same thing with the pistol. That fucking pistol, man. But anyways, this is another weapon though that I could understand why it's light armor penetration, because this SMG, hell, even whenever you're facing against the elites, when you're using it against them, shooting them at them, it didn't have enough oomph to where it would stop them. If they wanted to and they charged you, they could just you're dead. You know, unlike if you were using the battle rifle or the shotgun, especially the shotgun, you'd minorly stagger them to you're staggering them. And that's like with most weapons. Even with the plasma pistol, if you charge it up, you're staggering them. You're popping their shields and you're staggering them as well too. But this fucking gun, the only time that you can actually kill them fast enough, especially if you're playing in the harder difficulties, if you want to kill an elite, you'd have to have two of them in your hand and unloading into their faces with it. That's the only way. But if they're charging you when you're using this gun and you're trying to unload on them and they get to you, you're dead. They're gonna so but anyways, yeah, I don't like all the way they did this stuff. The flamethrower I kinda like. It makes sense, it doesn't do any penetration because of course it's gonna ignite them instead. I kind of like it, but the only reason I don't like it as much is because one, I feel like it's only good for the bugs mostly, and also secondly, whenever you're like trying to run away, and I've noticed you can do it with your secondary, the pistol, the Scorcher, I think, or the Crisper, yeah, Crisper. You can actually accidentally ignite yourself with them as well too. A lot of times when I'm doing that is whenever I'm like trying to like jump away and I'm still shooting or whatever like that. So I'll do that with a flamethrower as well too. And yeah, you can actually ignite yourself by doing that. So even though like you'll only stay on fire for like a few seconds, because like once you hit the ground, then that's when the fire dissipates or whatever. But anyways, back again to now let's go back to our secondaries now that we're here and stuff like that. I have a problem with two weapons here. I haven't used no, I've used this one. It's okay. It's only really good when you charge it, and not only that, still it just doesn't have enough capacity. That's the only problem that I have for it. The capacity just needs to be up more, at least. Like, especially, like, let's say, for instance, like, whenever I brought up about the plasma pistol from Halo, whenever you'd shoot it just regularly or whatever like that, it did less damage and it took less ammo. But whenever you were to charge it up, it did a lot more damage. It also stunned enemies. It also popped their shields. And also, I think it overheated your weapon too. But also, it used up more ammo. So, like, and it was a big charge. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it should have more ammo, more ammo and capacity and everything like that. And if you do charge it, then that's how it should consume more ammo. If you don't charge it, you should be able to shoot that shit like a lot more times than freaking 7 times. And so That's really the only thing I had a problem with that. The CRISPR, I still don't have no problems, even though whenever I freaking ignited myself a couple times with it. But still, I don't. I really think it's an okay weapon. I kind of like it or whatever. But the only two other weapons that I have a problem with. Oh, and melee. I feel like melee needs to increase more. Like, you guys need to increase the damage more. The only time I feel like melee is actually a really good weapon is like if I were to get that war bond one, the one where you're like a commando that increases your damage, your melee damage by 100%. There's the only time I can actually see like using these freaking like melee weapons like this. Um, so that way you can actually do damage or whatever. Uh, but then again, I haven't used it, so I don't know how well it be. It doesn't say light. Oh, it does say light armor penetration. So yeah, that automatically sucks. Anyways, the thing is, though, I have used all of the other four pistols as well too. The SMG, it's okay. It's a fucking SMG, you know, handheld P19 or whatever, Redeemer. It does a decent amount of damage and it spits out bullets like really fucking fast. And then the pistol, you know, it's a pistol. Um, so the ones that I have real major problem is the warrant, and yes, the SOCOM pistol. So, the SOCOM pistol, I feel like should be at least medium armor. Like, that's the thing that you guys did with all the weapons in Halo that are light armor penetration. Not even the fucking pistol does light armor penetration. I mean, heavy armor, medium penetration. Like, what were you all thinking? You don't think none of those weapons in Halo actually can penetrate through armor? I'm pretty sure they can. I mean, actually, they definitely can. Because the elites were wearing armor underneath the overshields. As soon as those overshields were gone, you were penetrating through their flesh. You know, it's going through that armor that they're wearing. So, and I'm pretty sure their armor is not light either. Maybe some of it could be. Maybe. But still, at the same time, like, what the fuck? But then again, I know some people are going to be like, well, what about hunters? You can't shoot them. You try shooting them and the bullets fly off of them. Hunters are basically like tanks, bro. They're literally walking fucking tanks. So I can see why a pistol or shotgun or something like that can't penetrate it. Come on now. They're like walking fucking tanks. Literally. Each one of their freaking plates are probably like that thick. And they're giant worms that are just holding, like, has these plates up on them. So, like, yeah. The only ones that I feel like that should have a pass for that is the hunters. They definitely should have a pass for where you should be like, the only reason why their bullets bounce off of them is because they're basically tanks. And just like, actually, you know what? Let me keep going with that. Actually, speaking of tanks, you can actually keep shooting at a tank or a wraith, which is a alien tank, with the pistol or even with the shotgun, and still do damage to that player that's inside that tank. So what is that telling me? Oh, Yeah, that means it's penetrating through the metal on the tank. Oh, it's penetrating through the alien freaking tanks and stuff like that as well too. Oh my goodness. So does that mean that they're not light armor penetration? Y'all need to fix that. I know y'all are going to be doing it here soon, but y'all need to fix that. That's like another problem that needs to be fixed as well too. And the warrant. Like, I love this gun. I do. And it does medium armor penetration. I carry this gun most of the time because of that reason. Yes. I know this does medium armor penetration, but like I said, it's not that good because of the capacity of it. And you have to charge it, and even when you charge it, it's not enough damage anyways. But yeah, the warrant is good, but the only problem I have with it is that it says it's guided projectile bullets. The problem is with that is that they're not guided. They're like super fucking like somebody forgot to change the brakes on them or something like that, or no, somebody forgot to put some power steering in their fucking vehicles and their bullets or whatever, or some shit like that, to the point that where like if a person slightly just moves like this, just I could have been just like, oh hey, that bullet just flies on by. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's bullshit. Like, and then you're supposed to say it's guided, right? I could be using one of the pistols or anything like that. Yeah, if I'm shooting at an enemy that's flying around or whatever like that, I'm not gonna be like, hitting him right on target or whatever. I might miss or whatever. But the thing is, though, the difference with that is that fucking shot, whenever I have the shot, it's gonna bam, 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 hit them. While this gun right here, and even like what I'm saying, like even if I'm using like the pistol or something like that, and they're moving and they're strafing, I'm following them, I'm hitting them. Like as long as I'm doing that. This gun right here, I can be doing the same thing, and the bullets are supposedly guided. They'll start going towards them, and then still miss because it's not actually following them. And so then even I've gotten to the point that where like I'll have to, like, let's say the mic is the enemy, right? And so I have to put the crosshair, like the crosshair, instead of being like right on the enemy, I'd have to move it over here if they're moving, of course. Like, let's say this guy's moving, I gotta put the crosshair all the way over here for the warrant now. So that way the bullets will come this way and go inwards, like, so I can do some wanted bullshit to hit them or whatever like that. And even then, all the time, that's not even the case. It's not gonna work. So I don't like that it says that they're guided, and yet they're not really that guided. Like, can you guys make it where they, veer a little bit more? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? I can understand, like, let's say if the enemy were to like move forward to the side or something like that, makes sense. You're moving forward from the trajectory of the bullet, so it's gonna go like, it's gonna be harder for it to turn to hit that person. I get that, but like, no, what the fuck? Like, don't make it guided. Just make it regular then. What the fuck? You just made it like a fucking horrible weapon. Oh my god. Throwables, I really don't have a problem with throwables so far. The stun, I didn't really like it too much, but it has its place somewhat. It helped a little bit for when I was in the pinch. I was starting to get to the point that where I just carry smoke grenades with me a lot of times because whenever shit gets really really intense, or if you don't have no ammo or you're running low with stuff and everything like that, I'll tend to I just throw a smoke grenade, just start throwing a bunch of smoke grenades as I'm running away, and it works. It really does work. Except for the aliens that much, because the fucking flying jetpack fucks that are usually flying around or whatever, they usually can still see you over the smoke. So a lot of times whenever you're unless if you're in a city type area or in a town on those type of maps, like you would have to throw a smoke grenade just as you're turning a corner, then it works or whatever. But yeah, that's what I usually use. All the other ones, yeah, they have their uses or whatever or such, but not enough to the point that where, like, especially if they get too close, none of these things are going to help you or save you except for the smoke bomb. Like, you can just fucking throw a grenade down real quick and fucking shadow clone jutsu out of there or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's the problem that I have with the guns and stuff like that. Like, you need to have more medium armor penetration guns, like for us, especially for us super Helldivers. Like, if you are going to have all these light armor penetration guns, then I feel like the enemies should have a little bit more weak spots. I'm not saying that they have to be like really fucking big of a weak spot, but it needs to be like enough to where like even a light armor penetration gun could still do some damage. Like, even okay, like I could somewhat understand for, like, you know, the factory strider, I believe that's what it's called. You know, the big freaking giant walking mech thing that usually has cannons and everything. This is a walking fortress basically. I could somewhat understand not having somewhat a weakness for it, except for its stomach, because that's where it is. Its weakness is its stomach. So I would say that even a light armor penetration gun should still be able to penetrate through that as well too. Now, as far as the rest of it, then okay, yeah, I can understand. It's a big fucking enemy. But like all the other ones, there's no joints, servos, or something like that I can't shoot. You know, like, I mean, even in the aliens, actually, they have areas that you can shoot them with light armor penetration guns, because yeah, they're wearing armor, but they have gaps in between their armor, like even in their joints and shit like that, where you can still shoot them. Oh, you can still shoot them in the face with light armor penetration weapons. But yeah, you're not doing that with like with the bots or with the bugs, because they got fucking enemies that are just like, they had like the bugs that have freaking enemies that have plates on their freaking faces and shit like that, where that just blocks the fucking shit, and you guys are spamming the fuck out of those guys too. And then you have what else? What else I was gonna say? And anyways, you get my point with that, okay? If you're gonna have us have so many light armor penetration weapons, you should definitely have you should definitely have some of the enemies have like more weak spots, a lot more weak spots. Like, what the fuck? Come on now. The other issue that I have though is the armor now. I have a major issue with the fucking armor. One, the helmet and the cape, they don't do shit but have looks. That's it. I would figure though that the helmets would have some kind of effects, and even the cape. And what I would think though, like the cape though, would have like an effect of making you move faster or something, or making you harder to hit or some shit like that. Or, you know, it could be various depending on the color or whatever. Like, let's say if you wore a camouflage cape, you know, that means it would be much harder for you to get hit or something like that. I don't know, some shit like that, you know, depending on it. Same thing with the fucking helmets. Like, why don't you have it, if you are going to have it match up with the outfit or whatever? Why wouldn't it just still have the same effects as the regular armor does, but only adds on like, I don't know. Let's this one. What was it? This one I forgot. What was this? It's yeah, higher armor rating and makes placed on markers placed on maps for it does like a scan every 2.0 seconds. Okay, so if you put the fucking helmet on, why doesn't it add another second to it? Just like 1 second, or you could just have it where it just adds another 30 seconds to it. You know, like it'd be 2.3. It'd be 2.3 instead. So like why isn't it like that? You know, whoa, I'm knocking stuff over here. You don't have, and none of your helmets that have no additional bonuses. None of them do. None of these helmets have no bonuses at all. And it says over their standard issues and it has no additional bonuses. Makes me feel like that you guys were gonna put something there for them. Yeah, same thing with the capes. You know, like standard issue, no additional bonuses. Why isn't there no bonuses on these freaking outfits? Like now it's like, okay, some of them looks cool, but like you're not giving any other reasoning for somebody to want to wear these other than them looking cool. I don't know, like maybe I'm just used to what other games do, you know. It's like not only will they give you an outfit that looks cool, but it also has like pretty badass fucking stats or something like that. It does something special, or it just changes the effects of whatever you do, like climbing or whatever, you know, the animation or some shit like that, you know. But no, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do nothing, and that I feel like is a little lazy. Like you guys are just we're just gonna put it on the armor and that's it. And then not only that, talk about laziness, is that a lot of these fucking armors have the same fucking effects. Why? Oh, because we have different variations. There's light armor, there's medium armor, and there's heavy armor. So, you know, you never know. Somebody might want to fucking go in with medium armor with these effects. Okay. You got me there. Okay? You got me. I will agree with you that yes, that is cool that you guys have it where there's different variants of the armor of what it does and stuff like that. Like for this one, you know, helping Helldivers it helps you from flinching and stuff like that, and provides higher armor rating and makes placements of markers 2% longer or whatever, or every 2 seconds. So, well then, yeah, if I were to increase that more, it would be every 1.3 seconds. Not 2.3. What I said earlier. Anyways, so but yeah, like what I'm saying is that like for instance, you know, the Ministry of Truths, you know, Warbond and stuff for their outfits and stuff. I didn't get their outfit first, and I didn't get that Warbond first because, you know, like how you can go into the Warbond and then go over to the Superstore, then they have stuff in there. Well, I ended up buying one of the outfits from there, and that was this one. I ended up buying this one first. This one looked pretty freaking cool. And that's whenever I saw where it had that effect that I was telling you about, where like it does exactly the same thing. I was like, whenever I saw that, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It does the same thing? No freaking way. So let me let me move me out the way so you can see what I'm talking about. You see? So you have this one right here, the Doubt Killer outfit, and which does the same thing. And then you have the other one, which is the Bloodhound. Same thing. Yes, and look, armor rating, same thing. These are medium armor. They're technically light armor, but they have more armor, added to it. Just as it says, provides higher armor rating. I think. Oh no, I guess they would be just medium. Yeah, they would just be medium because a lot of the light armor is a lot lower than, either they're 75 or lower. But anyways, though, still, then you come back to this one, the Inspector, then it's got the same abilities, but less armor rating. And yes, you're faster and your stamina regens faster or whatever like that. But like, what? I get the same abilities, but I can move faster? But I can take more damage? No. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. Like, if you're going to do that, why isn't there a light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor? Where's my fucking heavy Inspector armor? Huh? Where's that at? I just don't like. It's not that I don't like the effects that are on there. Some of them are pretty good. That could help you out in such situations and stuff like that. Hell, I even like the freaking the Democracy's the deputy's outfit. Because it makes it where you can reload your sidearm a lot faster and also pull it out a lot faster. You just bam, bam. And so sometimes it could that really helps a lot of times, especially with that freaking pistol that I used, the Warrant. That's all right, but I feel like that this one is actually, let me check, because that one's Gunslinger. Let me see, because that one is underneath. It's underneath the Borderline Justice outfits. So then, let me check. There you go. So yeah, see, they're the same freaking thing, but the difference is. See, now the difference is. Here we go. That one that I have already is the light armor one. Okay. This one right here that we're looking at right now is the medium armor one. Guess what? This one that we're looking at now is the heavy armor one. Holy fucking shit. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is fine. Yeah, I could somewhat see this being okay. But then whenever you have 3 fucking armors that are medium armor and having the same exact ability on them, oh, that's just lazy. That is just lazy. Especially when you don't have armors for your helmets or your capes. I mean, like special abilities on them, on your helmets or your capes. Like, hello? Yeah, so I just feel like this should be a thing that needs to be fixed or whatever. Like, you guys need to add more varieties and stuff like that. I feel like another thing too, I see a lot of people wearing the same stuff most of the time too, because of that reason, because of like meta or something like that. Maybe you'd see people wearing a lot more variants stuff if there was actually different stuff, like even including the helmets and shit, and the capes as well, but yeah, that's one of the major issues that I have, is that stuff there. And the other issue that I have, and I know that that's probably gonna take some time to fix, but the server issues, like I'm going to be honest, like right now at the moment, I do have to get a better internet provider and such like that because they're they're not really that great where I'm at. They're cutting out a lot. But whenever I found out that the also why I'm disconnecting so much, which people have already been saying that they've been disconnecting from it already as it is. Can you imagine how much I was disconnecting because of the incompetence of my service provider and also Helldivers 2? So yeah, please fix that as soon as possible. There's causing issues where it's either I supposedly I've heard that people's computers are getting bricked because of it. Um, I'm hoping that doesn't happen to my Xbox because that's the only thing that I actually play Helldivers on. I don't really play games on my computer that much because I don't really have a good enough graphics card for it. I need to upgrade it for it, but even then still I'd probably still play most of my games on my Xbox, and sounds like it's a good thing that I'm doing that because then I just freaking lose a really good computer. So I'd rather not have that happen. But that being said, I'm not spreading democracy as much as I would like to be. And that's only because I'm still playing the game somewhat. And I really, really, really want to be playing the game a lot more. Okay? I really do. So please fix those things. Please. Soon as you can, soon as possible. At least fix the server issues. The other stuff can come on the way, but please fix the server issues. Please. I'm getting really tired of disconnecting and like either the game crashing or it just disconnects me out of the squad or some crap like that. Or it starts lagging like crap and then all of a sudden like I have like 5 enemies around me and just killing me. Or I'm already dead, you know. So, there is another thing too that I've noticed though. Too, the reason why I'm saying to fix it is because there's a way that you can somewhat cheat while that happens. Whenever the server is trying to either establish a new connection for you to stay in that, or either put you in your own room because you've disconnected from everybody else, or somebody's either disconnecting from you and they were the host and it's trying to establish you as the host now. Usually everything tends to somewhat freeze except for the enemies and you yourself. Your allies will be like running in place or whatever like that. Thing is though, even though the enemies are still moving and you are too, the enemies still recognize those allies that are just running in place. So a lot of times they'll sit there and just keep attacking the person that's running in place, and they'll just keep swinging at them, and they're not dying because they're disconnecting. So yeah, a lot of times when that happens for me, I take advantage of it big time. It's like, hey, your last freaking thing of helping me out by when you guys disconnect by distracting the enemy for me. Oh man, but anyways, that's all I really got to say. Arrowhead, please get this fixed for us. Helldivers, we want to get back out there and start spreading democracy again. I want to really badly. I want to get back out there again. I'm still somewhat, like I said, doing it and such, and yeah. But all the rest of you Helldivers, hang in there tight. We're gonna get our reinforcements and ships repaired. Okay, just be ready for it, you guys. I'm putting a lot of hopes in Arrowhead. I really feel like you guys know what you're doing, and you're gonna fix these problems. Because if not, I think we need to take you back and get you re-educated. That's what I think. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe out there, Helldivers.